Hi everybody, another family devotion, and today's is called He Has Done Nothing Wrong. I want to begin with a story today. I can still remember at one time when I was at school. We were just finishing up a computers class, and suddenly, as we stood at our desks, this little ball came rolling past my foot. As I looked at it, I realized it was actually the little ball out of one of the computer mouses in the classroom. And when my teacher saw that somebody had been messing with his equipment, he was not happy. He decided to keep all of the guys on my side of the room behind so that he could work out who had been messing with his stuff. As I stood there, all I could think was, oh no, this is so unfair. I haven't done anything wrong. Am I going to get the blame for something that I haven't done? 10 minutes in, nobody had said a word. The teacher had no idea who it was. However, one guy in my class decided to step forward and speak up. He mentioned a few names, including mine, and he said something along the lines of, we should let these guys go because they would never do anything like that. He was basically saying, look, those guys have done nothing wrong. What kind thing for him to do to stick up for some of us the way he did. In our Bible passage today, we see someone doing the same kind of thing. They look at Jesus and they say, I find nothing wrong with this man. Let's see who that was and what he said. Luke chapter 23, verses 1 to 4 says this. Then the whole group stood up and led Jesus to Pilate. They began to accuse Jesus. They told Pilate, we caught this man telling things that were confusing our people. He says that we should not pay taxes to Caesar. He calls himself a Christ, a king. Pilate asked Jesus, are you the king of the Jews? Jesus answered, yes, that is right. Pilate said to the leading priests and the people, I find nothing wrong with this man. The religious leaders, well, they've decided that Jesus has to be punished with death for the things that he's saying, for telling people that he's the Son of God. But they're not allowed to punish him, so they send him to the Roman governor, someone who's kind of like the prime minister or president. They're hoping that he will punish Jesus with death instead. And that governor's name is Pilate. The Pharisees and religious leaders told Pilate all these lies about Jesus. They say, this man is telling people that they shouldn't pay taxes to Caesar. They shouted this, but well, it wasn't true. In fact, he said the complete opposite. They twisted what Jesus had been saying. He wasn't confusing people. He was trying to teach them the truth. He's calling himself the Christ and a king, they yelled. Well, this was true. Jesus did say that he was the king, but only because he was. They just didn't believe it. Jesus hadn't done anything wrong, and Pilate could tell. If you'd been in the room, I wonder what would you have wanted to say to Pilate? Maybe like my classmate, you might have spoken up and said something like, we need to let this man go. He would never do what they're accusing him of. Jesus was being treated unfairly, but he remained quiet. He was never unkind. He told the truth. He trusted his Father in heaven to be in charge and to work all of this for good.